We'll take it from here, darling.
You go, girl.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 Disney movies with the best soundtracks.
Your music is so different. Oh, so exciting. It isn't Beethoven, Mama, but it sure bounces.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most memorable films from the studio giant whose accompanying body of music elevated the story. We'll be excluding Pixar and live-action movies, as those deserve lists of their own. Which of these soundtracks do you always find yourself revisiting? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20. Oliver and Company. In 1988, Disney took on Oliver Twist and changed people's lives for the better. The adaptation imagines the central characters as animals and takes us to New York City, aka the land of creativity.
Keep your dream alive. Dreaming is still how the strong survive. Once upon a time, New York City.
The setting, mixed in with the charming take on a classic story, leaves room to really explore the musical side of things. And the movie doesn't shy away from that.
When all the world says yes, then who am I to say no? Don't ask a mutt to strut like a showgirl. No, girl, you need a pro.
J.A.C. Redford's instrumentals are a work of art. And did we mention legends like Huey Lewis, Billy Joel, Ruth Pointer, and Bette Midler lent their talents to the songs? It's easy to understand why the soundtrack is so enthralling.
The rhythm of the sense, oh, once you get it down, that you can own this town, you got nowhere to fly.
Number 19. Pinocchio. A soundtrack doesn't have to be loud to be memorable, and Pinocchio is proof of that. The story is full of adventure, to be sure, but it's also imbued with a certain delicacy through its music. When You Wish Upon a Star is magic materialized.
When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
It never fails to provide a sense of hope, no matter how old you are. It's no wonder it's become a Disney staple. That number arguably anchors the movie, but its fellow refrains certainly shouldn't be dismissed. Hi Diddly Dee, for instance, is a theatrical masterpiece.
Hi diddly day, an actor's life is gay. It's great to be a celebrity, an actor's life for me.
What's more, the orchestrations are absolutely enchanting, illustrating Pinocchio's initial transformation, the many peripeteias that follow, and the heartwarming happy ending with finesse. How could you not believe in dreams and wishes after hearing this album?
Hi-ho, the merry-o, that's the only way to be. I want the world to know, nothing ever worries me.
Number 18. The Aristocats. If you've ever owned a pet, you've probably wondered what goes on inside its mind. Well, the Aristocats gives us the next best thing. A great imaginary feline world to dive into.
I've got that wanderlust, gotta walk the scene, gotta kick up highway dust, feel the grass that's green.
And what would a universe be without music? The score and songs in this classic are playful and have a distinct ability to grab your focus. Is there anything cuter than watching the cat sing scales and arpeggios?
If you're smart, you'll learn by heart what every artist knows. You must sing your scales and your arpeggios.
There's more to these fancy creatures than meets the eye, and they're worthy of a rich musical accompaniment that's up to par. Luckily, that's exactly what they get. The soundtrack is everything you'd want in a furry friend, delivered through elegant rhythms and sounds, making for a dynamic listening and viewing experience.
How about you and me, Duchess?
Yes, let's swing it, Thomas. Groovy, Mama, groovy.
Number 17. A Goofy movie. As if Goofy wasn't endearing enough before, this 1995 movie really makes you love him and his teenage son Max.
All I need is half a chance, a second thought, a second glance will prove I
cake.
At its core, it's about a father and son understanding each other and bonding despite their differences. The soundtrack punctuates that, with upbeat numbers that emphasize the title character's quirky energy, and sadder pieces that underscore Goofy and Max's fraught relationship. And we cannot talk about the film's music without mentioning the star that is Powerline.
Got myself a notion, one I know that you'll understand. We set the world in motion by reaching out for each other's hand.
We're still kind of upset that he's just a fictional character. Can you imagine the epic albums and collabs we would have gotten otherwise? Fittingly, these numbers are perfect for a road trip, and you'll enjoy every second.
I'm feeling fancy free, how wonderful to be.
Number 16, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it a Christmas or Halloween movie?
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack. This isn't fair. What's this?
While there are likely numerous different opinions on that, chances are everyone can agree on the fact that the soundtrack delivers. If you've ever wondered how Halloween could sound, The Nightmare Before Christmas has you covered. Look no further than the opening song to see what we mean.
Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene. Trick or treat. Tell the neighbors gonna die of fright.
At the same time, whenever the characters explore things that fall outside the purview of their routine, the melodies follow suit. The strains continuously complement the unique Tim Burton aesthetic and storytelling technique we know and love, which is not an easy thing to do. It goes without saying, but the residents of Halloween Town certainly know a thing or two about music.
It's a world unlike anything I've ever seen, and as hard as I tried, I can't seem to describe like a most improbable dream.
Number 15, The Princess and the Frog. If you ever feel like visiting New Orleans but don't have the time to travel, don't fret. Just put on this album and let yourself be transported through the music. It embodies the Louisiana city's personality and essence to a T. The Princess and the Frog gives us the jazzy blues gems we've always needed, mixed in with that classic Disney magic, and it is spectacular.
So I work real hard each and every day. Now things for sure are going my way. Just doing what I do. Look out, boys, I'm coming through.
Hearing the characters sing or listening to the instrumentals truly allows you to immerse yourself in the world. So enjoy your metaphorical vacation, but make sure to stay away from Dr. Facilier. You would not want to meet those terrifying friends on the other side.
That's an echo, gentlemen. Just a little something we have here in Louisiana. A little parlor trick, don't worry.
Number 14, Pocahontas. Pocahontas has some issues as a film, to be sure, but there's no denying that the arrangements are absolutely captivating. Each piece captures the moment's feeling in a wonderfully unique manner. Just Around the River Bend acts as a beautiful metaphor, illustrating the crossroads the title character finds herself at.
Just around the river bend, beyond the shore, somewhere past the sea, don't know what for. Why do all my dreams extend just around the river bend?
Meanwhile, Mine, Mine, Mine paints a terrifying picture of the dangers of greed. Of course, Colors of the Wind puts lyrics and a melody to the concept of life and existence with overwhelmingly magical depth.
And the author are my friends, and we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends.
And who could forget the orchestration that plays as Pocahontas saves John Smith? She and her people are one with nature, and the heirs in this 1995 picture strive for that same goal, acting in perfect harmony with its narrative.
Seasons go and seasons come, steady as the beating drum, come to sing to but to burn. Steady as the beating drum.
Number 13. Mulan. If you think of Disney movies that have treated us to some truly classic pieces of music, there's no way Mulan doesn't spring to mind.
Boys will gladly go to war for you. With good fortune and a great hairdo, you'll bring honor to us all.
The 1998 picture is noteworthy for reflection alone. That melodic number tells a heart-wrenching story that never fails to touch us. And it's just one of the many lovely airs that run throughout this tale. For instance, Mulan doesn't need to say anything when she becomes a warrior. The strain in the background speaks for itself.
It looks like you're out of ideas.
Not quite.
Other spot-on scoring moments perfectly convey the experience of war. Meanwhile, I'll Make a Man Out of You manages to be humorous and inspirational all in one song. We could go on for days about the strengths of this soundtrack.
For the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon.
Number 12. Tangled. Mother Gothel may not actually know best, despite what she thinks, but the music in this movie definitely does. It's not easy being Rapunzel, trapped in a tower and lied to about your identity. The road to truth and happiness isn't a simple one for the princess, but she's got some great tracks to help her on the way.
I've got a dream.
She's got a dream.
I've got a dream.
She's got a dream.
I just want to see the floating lanterns gleam. And with every passing hour, I'm so glad I left my tower. Like all you lovely folks, I've got a dream.
The Tangled soundtrack knows exactly when to ramp things up and when to lean into the quieter moments. In doing so, it acts as a dreamy and integral part of the story.
And it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted.
It reflects and magnifies the characters' wants, fears, struggles, and triumphs with grace and charm. Plus, any movie where we get to hear Mandy Moore sing is a winner in our books.
Hair flying, heart pounding, and splashing, and reeling, and finally feeling. That's when my life began.
Number 11. Fantasia. The idea of purely classical music playing over a Disney movie may seem odd. After all, many of us have grown accustomed to the studio giving us numerous catchy tunes we can sing along to. And while Fantasia is certainly different both in its format and sound, its score is no less remarkable. The movie consists of a series of segments, ranging from abstract to definite in their storytelling. They're driven by melodies that are sure to evoke a deep emotional response, courtesy of Leopold Stokowski and the Philadelphia Orchestra. You'll probably instantly recognize The Sorcerer's Apprentice. But rest assured, that well-known arrangement is in excellent company. Music is the crux and heart of this film, and the result is simply beautiful. Number 10. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Can you hear the bells of Notre Dame? If there's ever been a collection of melodies and refrains that's sure to stir your soul, it's this one. The plot is poignant, to put it mildly. Quasimodo longs for the simplest thing in the world, to live alongside everyone else.
Just one day, and then I swear I'll be content with my share.
Meanwhile, Esmeralda wants freedom for herself and her people. Frollo, on the other hand, is a terrifyingly perverse antagonist we're still scared of today.
Hellfire, dark fire, now
See, it's your turn. Choose me or your pyre. Be mine or you will burn.
The music reflects these narratives flawlessly, adding a haunting dimension to the story. Out There, Hellfire, God Help the Outcasts, and the instrumental Paris Burning are just some of the unforgettable pieces. The soundtrack has been overshadowed over the years, but it remains one of the most beautiful works we've ever heard.
The rich and the ritual knells of the bells.
Number 9. Moana. Mark Mancina, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Opataya Fuai combined their talents to create a wonderful body of music for this film. Moana follows the title Polynesian protagonist as she embarks on a journey to save her people and home.
The wind in my sail on the sea seas behind me. One day I will know how far I will go.
It was important for that setting to be reflected not just in the plot, but sonically as well. The three aforementioned artists took that mission seriously, working to deliver rhythms and lyrics that reflected South Pacific culture at every stage. The music makes us feel what Moana does, allows us to connect with her ancestors, and helps us understand those she meets along the way. It truly has everything, including a glamorous nod to the late great David Bowie. We are forever thankful.
You're welcome for the wonderful world you know. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. Well, come to think of it, I gotta go.
Number 8. Frozen. Frozen has basically become synonymous with Let It Go. The song was arguably the most memorable part of the movie, and took the world by snowstorm.
My power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around.
Needless to say, it's a rather bracing piece, but the album as a whole deserves the same recognition. From the very beginning, the musical offerings are on point.
We only have each other. It's just you and me. What are we gonna do? Do you wanna build a snowman?
Each number we hear after only further captures the characters' personalities, relationships, and pain with unparalleled finesse and dexterity. That's true all the way through to the end. Anna and Elsa save each other and Arendelle with their sisterly love. Needless to say, the sequel had high expectations to live up to. Thankfully, it filled us with just as many memorable melodies as its predecessor.
May our good luck last, may our past be past. Time's moving fast, it's true.
Number 7. Hercules. A regular old narrator simply isn't good enough for this 1997 release, and thank goodness for that. What we get instead is nothing short of spectacular.
We are the muses, goddesses of the arts, and proclaimers of heroes.
Heroes like Hercules.
Honey, you mean Hercules!
The presence of these 5 diva goddesses sets the tone for the soundtrack, adding a gospel vibe that you don't hear often in such films. More traditional numbers also get a chance to shine, like the sweeping yet poignant Go the Distance.
I know every mile will be worth my while. I would go most anywhere to find where I belong.
Hercules has a distinctly dazzling musical personality carrying it throughout, with highs, lows, and everything in between. The various strains are music to our ears, both literally and figuratively. With the muse's heavenly melodic storytelling, Herc's powerful singing, and Meg's vulnerable refrain, this movie is a sweet-sounding masterpiece.
Oh, at least out loud, I won't say I'm in love.
Number 6. Aladdin. The streets of Agrabah are filled with mesmerizing music.
Make way, here he comes, ring bells, bang the drum. Are you gonna love this guy?
You can take your pick from the vast plethora of numbers that make the movie what it is. For instance, the Cave of Wonders is obviously a mystical place, but we really grasp its importance and gravitas because of the segment's score.
Would you look at that? Just a handful of this stuff would make me richer than the Sultan.
Aladdin's relationship with Genie is another perfect example. If you weren't already a fan, Friend Like Me surely made you root for the blue being.
Can your friends do this? Can your friends do that? Can your friends pull this out their little hat?
If that still doesn't convince you, just try to imagine the magic carpet ride without its accompanying tune, A Whole New World. That song is the reason that scene is so iconic. In other words, the carpet isn't the only thing that's magical about this movie.
Thrilling chase,
a wondrous place for you and me.
Number 5. Encanto. Encanto has everyone from kids to adults singing along. With numbers like the Family Madrigal, We Don't Talk About Bruno and Dos Oruguitas, it's easy to see why.
You're not gonna leave me alone, are you? Casita, help me out. Drawers! Floors! Doors! Let's go!
The score and songs transport us into the world of the movie, honoring its Colombian setting through Latin American sounds and elements of magical realism. The album has been topping the Billboard charts since its release, which is a testament to how it complements the plot while simultaneously standing on its own.
I know the blossoms you grow, but it's awesome to see how you rise. How far can I rise through the roof to the skies? Let's go!
But it's also revolutionary. Did you know that Germaine Franco was actually the first woman to score a Walt Disney Animation Studios movie? What a magnificent job she did. It may be newer, but this soundtrack will surely stand the test of time.
We see how bright you burn. We see how brave you've been.
Number 4. Tarzan. Unlike many Disney movies, most of the songs in Tarzan aren't sung by the characters themselves. Granted, Kala has a part at the start of You'll Be in My Heart, and there's scat singing and music making in Trash in the Camp. For the most part, though, it's Phil Collins' amazing voice we hear. He truly outdid himself as both the writer and performer of these numbers.
Beyond the trees, above the clouds, I see before me a new horizon. I wanna know, can you show me?
Every song, from Two Worlds to Strangers Like Me, accomplishes something different. And Mark Mancina's score is also criminally underrated. His melodies dig deep and captivate listeners time and again. Put together, they tell the tale with beauty and vigor, and fit the film like a glove. Tarzan did not win the Grammy for Best Soundtrack Album by accident. Number 3. The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is full of numbers that take us under the sea, and it's a thrilling swim. For one thing, Ariel gives us one of the most beloved I Want songs ever.
Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world.
Things intensify when her father, King Triton, catches wind of what she's been up to. The instrumental track that plays as he grows increasingly angry makes his destruction of her treasures all the more heartbreaking. It all culminates in Ariel falling prey to Ursula's tricks, and nearly becoming one of the poor unfortunate souls in the song.
If you want to cross a bridge, my sweet, you've got to pay the toll. Take a gulp and take a breath and go ahead and sign the scroll. Flotsam jetsam, now I've got her, boys. The boss is on a roll.
It's an emotional musical journey, to say the least. We won't blame you if you cry hearing the accompaniment that plays when Triton ultimately decides to give Ariel her happy ending. Number 2. Beauty and the Beast. This is undoubtedly one of the most romantic soundtracks in Disney history.
True that he's no Prince Charming, but there's something in him that I simply didn't see.
From the moment the evocative prologue begins, it's clear that music will play a key role in the story, and Belle has to be one of the best opening numbers ever, establishing the protagonist's story while also being extremely catchy.
Look, there she goes, the girl is strange, no question. And she's strange, can't you tell?
Never part of any crowd, 'cause her head's upon some cloud.
No denying she's a funny girl, that Belle.
The rest of the movie keeps up with that standard. From the hospitality anthem of Be Our Guest, to one of the most hummable villain songs of them all, Gaston.
As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating.
My word, a guy that Gaston.
The score more than keeps up, consistently acting as a manifestation of the character's unspoken or unsung feelings. Certain as the sun rising in the east, this soundtrack will continue to stand as one of Disney's greatest musical accomplishments.
Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Cinderella. It's the stuff of fairy godmothers.
Chickaboo-la-bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. It'll do magic, believe it or not. Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
Robin Hood. These numbers are sure to capture your attention.
Robin Hood and Little John running through the forest, jumping fences, dodging trees, and trying to get away. Contemplating nothing but escaping, finally making it. Oodle-lolly, golly, what a day.
The Jungle Book. All we need is this soundtrack.
Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life.
Alice in Wonderland. Press play to go on a wild ride.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This classic princess film has timeless melodies to match.
I'm wishing for the one I love to find me today.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Lion King. Hans Zimmer composed the score for this 1994 film, while Elton John and Tim Rice collaborated to create the songs. Need we say more? To this day, the music during the stampede creates a deep feeling of unease. It's only rivaled by the beautiful melody that plays as Simba takes his rightful place as king. As for the songs themselves, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who doesn't know Circle of Life or Can You Feel the Love Tonight by heart. Scar's Be Prepared also ensured he'd forever be regarded as one of the most terrifying Disney villains.
Decades of denial is simply why I'll be king undisputed, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder I am.
And who among us hasn't at least tried to live by Timon and Pumbaa's mantra? This soundtrack is a classic in the truest sense of the word.
Ain't no passing craze.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.